So, Basil, today are we going to talk about that time that you cheated your way through college?
Next topic.
No, I think you cheated your way through college. But anyway.
I didn't, but okay.
You're tuning into.
You're now tuning into
CodenameZ.
And welcome back, guys.
Hello.
He seemed very upset over there because we're going to expose for the horrendous violations of the honor code that he did.
I'm going to wait till a minute in before I say what I'm going to say.
But anyway, I'm Tyrone.
And I'm Basil Anthony.
And welcome back to CodenameZ,
the podcast.
Okay, so we were just randomly talking about, did you see something on the internet regarding cheating, or like, how did we start talking about that?
I
earlier?
Do not know.
I forgot.
We just be talking and then things pop in.
Right.
But yeah, we were just talking about cheating,
Let's just say something that I have never done. I don't understand about these horrible students who would even dare to cheat.
So you didn't cheat on your okay.
Whatever. Don't even go there. Don't even try to give them something.
I'm sorry.
First, I didn't even take a bar yet. Anyway, so.
No, I just know you cheated a little bit,
How? In the future, I'm that so Raven. I saw the answers.
I just know you didn't get to your last year very right, but I let them go.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
I know exactly what was going on.
What was going on? What?
Nothing. I'll just go ahead, girl.
You are making stuff up. First of all, that's one. I've never played cheating, and definitely not in no law school. Because talk about.
So you and that professor in the back. Okay.
Whatever.
What was the professor's name again? Professor Wilson.
First of all, not that would have been really one of my professors. Then you started the whole scandal. And then you've just made up this whole scandal. But anyway, so how do you feel? How do you feel about cheating?
Okay, hold on. Everyone relax. I don't agree with cheating. I actually don't. But I do agree with cheating in the sense that if it's like not life or death, but like if it's like a real serious, like I really need to pass, then I don't mind it as much because I've, occasionally in the past, okay, Pepper.
What's going on? Y'all are going to jail! Period!
Well, I already have the degree, and it's already passed. I've been out at college way too long now. But I would love...
you could go to jail for cheating on certain exams? Like, if it's like state licenses and stuff.
Oh, well, I'd never cheated on that, I would love Tinkerbell over here to stop ringing this bell over here. Thank you, Pepper.
Don't do that to your cat.
Next topic.
She's having Christmas fun.
Kicking cats out at Christmas. I've had Pepper for like 18 years. Oh my god. So I would say this. So I mean, I have cheated in the past. When like maybe a final or a midterm or something like that. But I've only you're just making noise now.
I'm really cranking up because what is she doing?
Because she's just making things up now. Oh god.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, I've cheated in the past on a few exams when I really felt like. It was like if it's a class that I'm like really not getting, like you already know how like if it's a class I'm really not, don't click on that one. Don't click on that one.
No, I'm just
Thank
nothing.
You. If I'm just no, we're not clicking any buttons.
We're gonna take a brief intermission. There's a technical difficulty. 1 second. But anyway, we're back. Fix the situation.
I've never cheated before. But not to incriminate myself. I'll stand on it. Not to incriminate, but yes, once or twice or so previously, I've had to utilize my resources. I can't say this. The one time that I tried to and it didn't happen, and I say this story because I actually did not cheat this time because my phone snitched on me.
You're irking.
So I don't know who told me to try to cheat in this exam. And this really good. I love this professor. I tried to cheat at one point during a final. I'm sitting in the front of the class. Okay, let's picture it. Okay, this like little square classroom and everything. It's like long tables on both sides, rows and everything.
Right.
Me and my best friend at the time, in college, best friend, were sitting right next to each other, and because of the fact that I was so extremely stressed out and tired and everything, not everything I remembered in my head. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm going to cheat today. So I was listening to what album was that? It's a Chris Brown album. I forget the run he put out was like really long.
Oh,
was it Indigo?
Yeah, or Moon. Is it something?
Oh
Moon?
No, something like Moon.
Something Moon.
Something
Yeah, the
Moon
one with
like.
85 songs.
Yeah. So that came out, to give it a little context, that came out around our senior year.
Right.
And I was listening to some of his songs as I was going to the final.
Right.
And this was before the age of AirPods, everyone, so everyone relax.
Right.
So I had earphones in my phone, and I went to class. So I don't know why this happened, but so the earphones were still connected to the phone, but I guess when I tried to take my phone out, it must have disconnected or something, and it was still playing. So I was like, I knew I had took a picture of something to like study as I'm walking to class,
right?
And that particular question had came up, and at that point, I was so unsure whether or not I was passing this class or not.
Right.
Well, I was unsure if I was passing the exam or not. I was passing the class per se, like to a certain extent. But I'm like, oh, the finals it's cost so much on my final grade. Right. So I'm like, maybe if I can just look at my photos or whatever and see this one screenshot. Excuse me. Here I am with these burping. I'm Wendy Williams up in here. I'm like, maybe if I look at this one little screenshot, I'll figure it out. My phone said not today. So as I'm trying to like sneak my phone out in front of the professor, he's like in the front of the room. Music starts playing. And it was like one of those, I forget what song it was, but it was like a raunchy song too. So it was like, put you on your bed in the stomach. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh, sorry, professor. I don't know what's going on. I like turned and put my phone in the book bag. And I was like, nope, not going to do that anymore.
That was the higher above intervening. Like, no cheating. But yeah, I don't know. I've just always been too scared. Like, I've always been first of all, I've always been a scary cat. Yes. Like, I've just always been too scared.
I mean, the only time okay, I can bring this one. I did cheat one time in high school, but that was also our teacher's fault. Remember that one? Right.
Do you remember? Oh wait, go. Sorry, that just made me think of something. Go.
Oh, no. Do you remember our biology class?
What? Oh wait, the first one or the second one?
The first one. The first one we had.
You need help in that class. And I love how because our teacher Basil struggled so much in that class.
But this is not the topic.
Teacher used to always call on us to be smart. It would be like six of us just with our hands, me. They'd be like, Basil, what do you think? I'd be like,
I'm sitting here like, why would you call on me? You know I don't know what I'm talking about. Biology is not my subject. I'm not a biologist. Oh okay, no. But do you remember it was at one point? It was one point when I first started class. I was sitting in the corner near the door, right? And then the second part of class, I was sitting towards the board, right? And I think it was like the photosynthesis and something else, like those long equations, those equations.
C6O12
by
C6O12 plus. Go ahead.
You gonna let me down? Oh, still talking? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I remember the time definitely cheated on that exam because she left the equation on the board.
Oh, I do.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And it was
she noticed it. She noticed it after.
She noticed it as everyone's head turned and looked at the board. It was like,
oh well. She was just like, oh well.
No, remember she ran over and erased it.
She tried to erase it, but she probably figured, oh well, at that point, like I know probably half of the
So that was a cheating
situation. Is, I didn't notice it. Like I didn't notice it
because you were a square. That's why you didn't.
But I had that.
You were also studying. I was trying to study. I didn't understand it.
I always loved biology. I did really well. I don't know. I just always loved biology.
Drag me.
I'm just saying because it's just always a random love of mine. Even though I'm in law school, I was the only pre-law person taking an accelerated biology at college. Everybody else was pre-med. They was like, "Why are you here?" I like biology. I don't know, but.
I did that. I didn't cheat in high school.
Our AP biology. First of all, can we? Sorry, y'all. My friend is very smart, and I'm not because he very smart. But like we said, biology was not his thing
at all.
So how he made it into like AP biology, how he got placed in that class in senior year, I feel like we all were like, he was just as shocked.
It was a joke.
Why is he?
The teachers did it as a joke, and they kept me in there, which pissed me off because I'm like, I really wanted to be an AP Lit and AP History because I was I did really well in those classes,
right?
And I didn't get it.
Put you in those, and they put you in.
But it put me in AP Biology, and I was like, I did horribly in this. Why would you put me in AP Bio? I don't know any of this stuff.
Because the dumb thing that they did, they said that they pretty much looked at all your science grades and career that so far leading up to senior year. Because you did really well in all the other science classes.
Chemistry and what was the one we took?
Physical science.
Yeah, Mr. Jason and all that.
Yeah.
I did really well in everything else except for
Bio.
regular bio.
I would have thought they would have factored in the actual bio.
But it didn't make sense because I did so well in every kind of history and English class up until then. I'm like, I did really well in those classes, so why would I not?
Right. Because they kept saying that
Confused me.
They kept saying that wasn't enough space.
Yeah, I'm like, I could bring a
like,
chair.
Right, but I'm like, not enough.
That's because Kitten Heels didn't like me.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't care. She unfollowed me on Instagram, so she can Kitten Heels can go to hell.
Oh, you're
She don't follow you on Instagram either, so I wouldn't cap for her as well.
Yeah, she did.
Go check. She don't follow you.
She did.
We'll follow you. We'll check during the break. She doesn't follow you.
You're irking.
Yeah, so Kitten Heels can crack a heel. Anyway, trip down the steps on a heel.
But one thing I didn't understand, because I think they were just lying to people.
Kitten Heels and her man.
You irking. They will say that they didn't have space in it. But I'm like, it's 11 of us in this class.
Also, some of the people they had in that class, choices. But we'll move on.
Oh. Wait, I'm confused. Which one? Oh my god.
Anyway, so back to the topic of cheating.
Oh, but anyway. But do you remember when I got in trouble in high school because someone cheated off of me? I'm like, how is that my problem?
Yes. Like, oh wait, no, remember I was gonna kick off of that.
Right. First of all, so I'm in Spanish class, literally minding my business, just going in on the test, head barrel down. All of a sudden, the teacher comes out of nowhere and just snatches my test, and the girl beside me, hallway now, go to the. I'm like,
who's that teacher, by the way? No, kidding. That's not it. You have a lovely camera, by the way.
You're irking. You're so annoying. Anyway, I'm not even gonna go there. But then I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he texts me like, I saw you cheat. First of all, he goes, I saw you cheating off a towel of paper. And I'm looking at him like, okay, you just said what you said. And what way does that? And what way does this involve me? Like, I'm like, and then that's when the girl admitted, like, she was like, Tyrone had nothing to do with it. He didn't know. She was like, listen, I barely know English. How are we in here doing Spanish? Like, I don't know what is going on. Which is also crazy. I feel like Spanish should be like a pass or fail elective that doesn't affect your grade, because I feel like it is really crazy to be like failing students or sending them to summer school for a secondary language.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that all psychologists have been saying for the longest, that trying to teach someone another language once they get to high school is extremely hard or near impossible for some people.
Mm-hmm.
But
because I say I was good in Spanish, and then I got the college. I was like, I don't know none of this stuff no more.
Right.
Even I got to do Duolingo, and only thing that messed me up on Duolingo is I can't spell the words out. I don't know where you're supposed to put the little tilde. I don't know where you put all that crap in.
Right.
But
so you're gonna talk about. But I'm like, what did that? I did not know anything that was going on. Like, first of all, what did that have to do with me? So then they explained, and then he gave me my test back, my wrinkled test back. First of all, because I'm like, that was so dramatic. Like,
first of all, that teacher, I never had that teacher. I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. First of all, he was too big to be like that. Like, he was big, right? So like, calm down. First of all, not just snatching my paper all husky,
right?
But okay,
right.
But I remember it's funny because I remember that happened. It almost got me kicked out of our school for the cheating thing. The first time, okay, I can definitely admit that I gave someone like my homework or whatever. Like, I definitely did.
Right.
The second time that happened, literally someone took my book. Because remember, I didn't.
I remember.
Remember that someone stole my book, and I remember because I couldn't find it. Because I remember I asked our algebra teacher that leaves something in his room, and he's like, "No, you didn't." And I'm like, "I can't find my book." And so someone had took my book and then like was copying off of it for their homework or whatever. And then I got called into the office and they were like, this is like strike 2 for plagiarism and stuff like that. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't even turn my homework in. So why would I be giving someone else my homework for them to get the grade that I didn't even get my grade for?
Get it for yourself, right?
Like, what are you talking about? Because honestly, I never thought cheating with homework. I never thought was cheating.
Right.
I always think cheating. I think of exams.
Right.
I never think of homework because I'm like, it's some bull crap y'all just gave us to busy work after school hours.
Right.
After we just stay here for 8 hours a day, now you're gonna give me something else to do for 2 more hours when I get home.
Yeah, first of all, that's
so I was always like, whoever did it, like, can I just get the answers real quick? And you turn in, you're not gonna do nothing. You're like, thank you for turning in. You got 100% for homework. You throw it in the trash.
right.
So I never thought cheating was like, ooh, like I thought cheating was just exams.
Right.
But cheating is like a lot of things.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm like, oh, and then the second time, I realized I've been involved in cheating scandals a lot in high school. That literally was not me cheating because everybody tried to. You remember what happened? Civics? You remember that? And somebody, I'm not gonna say names. So we had an essay coming up, or like some type of project, and for that it was like when we were doing something about. We had to write like a brief to the Supreme Court. Like, it was like
oh yeah, that's stupid.
So we had the they was like, so make an outline for you to go. So to make an outline so that you can, go off to write your essay. Like make an outline what should come first or whatever. So I made my outline, and a particular student who was very lost in that class asked to see my outline. And then they pretty much just copied the outline verbatim or whatever.
Oh, I think I know who this is now.
Right. So then he pulls them both out of class. He goes, first of all, he was like, I'm disappointed. I'm mostly disappointed in you, Tyrone. I'm like, what are you even talking about? And he was about, first of all, so I was about to say their name. He was about, I instantly read this and know that you didn't do it. I'm like, first of all, grind them up first and foremost.
Right.
Like, but then I'm like, but it was just the outline. So I remember they sent us to the dean or whatever. But we actually didn't get in trouble because I forget who was the dean at that time. But he pretty much was like,
I mean, we had. Wait, civics?
Not dean, but like he was head of school, whatever they be calling them.
No, if you saw civics, it was still.
Yeah, but no, we didn't. Don't you remember? You wouldn't get sent to that person for academic stuff. You got sent to
the one above. The head of.
Like, what would they be called that free year? Like, because one time it was Mr. Chris, and then the second time Mr. Nick was it for a little while after we left. What are they called? The head of academic affairs or something like that.
That's
basically like they like the academic.
Was that Dave?
Probably it might have
because I think he was one for like they just gave around rules. Let's be honest.
But whoever that other person was, we went.
I think next year Artrice could be the dean.
Right. So we didn't get in trouble because they pretty much said, which I'm like, yeah, that's why I didn't think of it as cheating because he was like, it basically was a study aid. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't something that you were turning in, and I'm like, first of all, if someone is like clueless in that class, why would you want them to make a study aid that has incorrect? You know what I'm saying? That's like incorrectly structured. So how are they going to even have a chance to do it? But anyway, he still gave me a 0. And
that's because he was a bastard.
Right. And I remember I was so upset in class, and everybody was like talking to this person. It was like, look what you did to Tyrone. You messed him up about because now you probably messed up his grade. And that's where everybody got mad at me. They was like, Tyrone, what's your grade now? I was like, a 99. They was like, shut up and have a seat. Because don't you remember, I was upset because don't you remember, I had a 100% in that class. Like, first time I think that it ever happened in my life, or really like no one ever gets 100% of the class. So I'm like, that would have been like a cool accomplishment. And then now I got a 99.
Well, that teacher was a bastard. Right. So I called the blue-eyed devil, and he was a bastard, and he sucks.
Right? Oh my gosh, I liked him, but
I did when I had him the first year, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah, because I didn't have him first year. I didn't have him until
so you didn't have him until senior year. I had him freshman year.
When did we have? Was that 11th?
No, that was senior year.
No, it wasn't senior year.
Yes, it was.
It was 11th. Because I had got my license that year. And I remember I got my license, and I didn't get my license senior year. I got my license in junior year.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like I'm 100% sure we had that.
No, because, no. It wasn't because senior year you either had whatever Spanish you had. I had AP Lit, AP Bio, AP US History, and then Peace and Social Change. And
Gym and Health?
No, we only had Gym and Health for 10th grade.
That wasn't.
How many classes did I just name? First of all, it's really not.
It's not.
Really no point.
Like, no one cares. Okay.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I was involved in, I guess, scandals of none of my own choice. But I don't know. But anyway, I think that would probably be a good time to take a little small break. Yes. Do you have any final words on cheating?
Only do it if you don't
No. How about do not cheat?
Don't cheat.
It's not worth it.
If you think you can't get caught. And
right. If you shut up, you're annoying. Don't cheat if you're bad at it. So I know this time.
Don't cheat in general.
Yeah, it's not worth it because every year my law school sends out. I didn't even know this was a thing. Like it's supposed to be public knowledge. No, every year our law school sends out a list and the details of all the disciplinary and honor code violations happened because it's supposed to be, I guess, in our school charter, like public knowledge to all the students and the faculty. And you see a lot of people. It's just like now they're under academic probation. They're kicked out. It's going to look negative. Then they might have to do an extra investigation if they try to get onto the bar. And it'd be just like for stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not worth like. For the most part, this is what I would say. My last final thought. In college, most of the time, unless you go into an exam, a final exam, and literally, if you have classes where the exam are like written out, like short answers and stuff, unless you literally write nothing and return in the exam, you most likely will not fail a class. Now, you may get a D, you may get a C, but you're not going to fail. So I just don't think it's worth like possibly getting kicked out of school and you would have passed the class anyway.
You know, do you remember those blue books we used to have to use in college?
Oh, right, yeah.
Some people would just buy 2 of them and they write everything in the...
Oh, my God. Can we stop giving... He's over here giving tips. Or, you know what? How about you just get it? Anyway, let's just take a break.
Next YouTube video on Instagram, youtube.com/The Puff, I'll be giving cheating
You're annoying.
tips and tricks.
Goodbye.
This week's episode is sponsored by the Anchor app. Tyrone, explain to the kids what the Anchor app is.
The Anchor app is a free app or software that you can use on your computer where you can make free podcasts and get them disseminated across all platforms.
Spotify? Check.
Mm-hmm. Apple Music or Apple Podcasts?
Apple Podcasts. Check.
What's the other ones?
Anyway,
across all platforms, just know that. But
just go to your iOS or Google Play store today, download the Anchor app, and start making podcasts.
Be creative. It's free. It's easy.
But just
fun.
Don't come for our gig.
Yeah, be worse than ours. That's pretty much. But still use the Anchor app.
And now back to the show.
And we're back, everyone. So, Basil, speaking of cheating, I saw this lovely thing that was going kind of viral on Instagram, and it was pretty much this man ranting. So a woman pretty much was like,
why is it always a man ranting?
I know, like,
Jesus Christ,
us men, get it together. But anyway, she pretty much made some sort of comment saying that when it comes to sex, either if you're a man or a woman, of course, if you're not in the mood for sex, you have the right to say you're not in the mood. Like, it's your body. Like, you don't owe anyone sex. And she was going to say, even your partner, like, you have the right to say, I don't want to have sex right now.
Yeah.
So this man goes, well, he was like, well, if that's the same thing, if in that case, if you have the right to say you don't want to have sex, then a man or your partner has a right to say they do want to have sex and get the sex from someone else. And then he proceeded to call the lady selfish because he was like, okay, you know your partner wants sex, but you're not in the mood for sex, so that's you putting your own feelings and wants and desires above your partner, which you shouldn't do all the time.
Okay, sir, it's sex, not a cheesesteak. Relax.
Right.
Like, if you go another day without sex, it's not like you're gonna die.
Right. I feel like, first and foremost...
Oh my God. Get the straights together.
Right. Just not them. It's everyone. Like,
well, yeah.
But, yeah, so... That was... Because, first of all, I just feel like this is a valid excuse to cheat. Like, that's anybody who cheats,
not
that's
even veiled. It's literally...
No, it's an outright excuse to cheat.
Yeah, like, it's literally just, let me cheat in
right.
peace, please.
Like, that's cheaters' favorite excuse when they get caught. Well, that's because we don't do this, or you know, or I wanted this done and you don't like to do... But I'm like, first of all, it's called a conversation. And second of all, like, I feel like you can have... Now, okay... I definitely don't think it's never an excuse to cheat. I definitely think everyone has the right to say no to sex. But okay, maybe if you're in a relationship and it's been like, okay, it's been 7 months and we haven't done anything intimate, then okay, it's I still don't think that's an excuse. But like, well, then I have a right to go out. I think it should be a conversation. It could be like, hey, I miss doing X, Y, and Z. And I do think that it's like I really hate how misogynistic he sounded in it and how kind of disgusted he sounded in it. But I feel like it's so weird because, like, sometimes where people can have actually good talking points that you can discuss and get to some type of common ground, they lose it when they begin to be all crazy about it and misogynistic. Like, I do feel like there is something to say that, like, okay, if you're in a relationship, sex is a part of it. Like, you can't necessarily say you don't want to have it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
unless that's your thing.
All the time.
Unless that's a thing that you've already agreed on. Like, if you don't care for it, then yeah.
Well, that's different. Like, if you're in an asexual relationship, but, like, I don't think... If you get into a relationship with someone and you just been laying it down, y'all swinging from chandeliers when y'all first got together, and then y'all together like a more committed relationship, and it's like every night... And it's like, okay, it's been like 5 months. It's been 3 months and we haven't done it. Then I think there's something to be talked. But
then there's a conversation to be had.
That's why I said you have to talk about it because it's a reason.
It's like, why don't you?
Yeah, like you have to think about, is there a reason why you don't want to? Because I don't think it's not necessary. Like I said, unless you're asexual or unless maybe you have something going on with your health or whatever. But like, I don't think it's that normal to be in a sexual relationship with someone that you're attracted to and just never want to have sex with them. So then that's why I said it's a conversation to be had or whatever like that. But I don't like how he said it's not, well, then I have a right to go out. No, you don't have a right. You have a right to have a conversation. Yeah. That's about it. I don't know. What do you feel about this more?
I think just like we said, like it's not veiled. This is an outright excuse for you to go out and cheat. Right. And it don't make sense. Now, I'll say it like this. I think everyone has their wants and needs. One thing, it does... Masturbation is also still a thing, everyone. You know? Like, if your end goal is to, have the big O... Okay, that's just inappropriate.
Alright, go ahead. What were you saying?
What I was saying before we got so inappropriately... Oh, sorry. I saw something on the screen.
Oh,
I saw something on the
notification.
Screen. Oh, okay, never mind. I think that masturbation, yes, it's still a thing. So, like, if you're ultimately looking for your end goal of having a big O, then you can handle it yourself.
Right.
At the same time, I don't think no partner is obligated to do anything they don't want to. I mean, it depends. It's a time frame too. Like you said, if it's been like 3 months, and then, like you have not used your pinky and touched me. Then there needs to be a conversation because of why is there an issue here?
Right.
But if it's like, oh, we haven't done anything in like a week. Okay, are you 12? You'll be okay. Like,
right, yeah.
Relax. But like, I just don't. That's not an excuse to go and.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Like, let me go find someone. Because that's why I always hate when like that old school saying that some women used to say like, if you don't do it, he'll find a woman who will. Then go find the woman who will. Because it won't be me. And then, now we move on with our lives.
Right.
Because I don't get that. It's like, if I'm dating someone and, like, they don't want to do this one specific thing that I'd like to do, then there needs to be a conversation because I feel like either we should try it.
Right.
Or I might have to move on. Depending on, it's not like a lot of things that be deal breakers when it comes to sex or anything with me. But I'm saying in general, like, we can have a conversation and talk about. I mean, we had that conversation with someone that that doesn't like doing the thing.
like that meme. Anyway, next question. That's what, anyway.
So we had that conversation with someone that doesn't like to do that, and they do it every so often just to kind of. Like, here you go, like, whatever.
Right.
And, like, maybe give them a little pity thing every so often.
A pity thing. Sorry.
It's like, maybe, like, just because y'all are a couple, it's like, maybe do. And I'm not, the thing that we're talking about, it's not something that's, like, immoral. Like, it's not like I'm saying, oh, I want to spit on my partner, and they won't let me spit on them, so I'm going to find somebody who will. Because if you spit on me at all.
You're annoying.
offensive fighting real quick because I know we will be hitting each other, and it won't be a cute way. Okay, it's gonna be a domestic abuse type of way.
You're annoying.
I'll knock you the fuck out. But yeah, like it's like as long as it's not something that's like dehumanizing and immoral,
right?
I don't see the issue with it. Like, give it a chance, give it a try, and if you don't, and also like, how would you like? Even I feel like, let's say something I like in particular, my partner don't like doing it, and I just know it just causes them so much discomfort. I would feel weird even asking to do it.
Right.
But I also wouldn't think that wouldn't be a time for me to be like, well, let me go find someone who will.
Right. It's like
no, like your partner's feeling gross about themselves and move on with your life. But
right.
I don't think you don't owe sex. You don't owe anything to anybody.
Yeah.
You go to sex, food, anything. If someone's like, I really want a sandwich, okay, the bread's in the fridge.
Right.
It's like, but you make good sandwiches. Okay, I don't feel like making a sandwich right now. So either you're going to get up and go make a sandwich, right. Or you're going to be starving. So just like if you're going to, well, I like the way you have sex. Okay, well, I don't want to right now. Right. So either get your fingers or your hands together, warm them up, and have fun with yourself. Or we're not doing it though. Right. That's the problem.
And that's the thing. Like I said, so yeah, I think the big takeaway is, for me at least, is no, you don't owe anyone sex. But I think, and no, you don't have the right to cheat if you're not getting sex. I think have a conversation with your partner, and if you are the person in the relationship and you don't consider yourself asexual, you're a sexual being, and you're in a relationship and you never want to have sex with your partner, I think that's something to figure out because it's maybe not be the most normal thing. So I just feel like it's all about a conversation, and I do feel like, I mean, you can't, and that's why I said, like, I hated the way he said everything because it sounded so misogynistic and horrible. But in the same time, in some relationship, like, sometimes we all have to realize that we're relational beings, so we can't be too selfish about everything. So it's like, okay, if you know that your partner is a very sexual person, you really can't just be like, I'm not even saying that for months to be like, oh, you better not do nothing, like, because I feel like that would be selfish. Like,
it's
maybe
torture.
Yeah, so I think you need to it's about finding a person that's right, because sometimes you may just come to the conclusion and like, okay, maybe sexually or in all these other ways, maybe we're not that compatible. Like, so you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to hold each other hostage. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Just have a conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty
you said it right. Holding hostage. I feel like that's literally it's like
right.
You know, that's like saying like getting into a relationship with someone who they're a vegetarian, they're a vegan, and you eat meat. Right. And they're like, oh, I'm never gonna judge you for it. It's fine. But then as soon as y'all get married, it's like the judgy. Oh, are you eating chicken? And it's like, right. Yes, I am. It's like, are you gonna bug me about this for our whole entire lives? Like, right. I thought everything would be cool. Now, what are we doing now? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And that's because nowadays, that's probably another topic for another day, but I feel like a lot of people nowadays settle in relationships, or they don't do the proper exploration to find someone that's really compatible with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they go by a lot of super, oh, you cute, oh, we look cute together, oh, we got a lot of likes on Instagram, and also it's just like, you got to really do the work to find someone that's compatible with you, because then it ends up in issues. Like, you have to notice the signs.
Yeah,
of incompatibility.
I definitely, I was having a conversation in my own head to myself about that the other day. Just in general, with like the whole like, I feel like a lot of times like relationships, the reason why they don't last as much is because like you got together for some superficial reason, but you also don't have anything in connection with each other. Yeah, and it's like that's how, like, you know, you love these YouTube and Instagram couples, and I could care less. I can care less about them, but I feel like that's where it's like they're just beautiful people. They're all together, and everybody wants to. And it's like you don't really happy.
Yeah, because a lot of them probably don't be.
They don't. It's like because of the fact it's like you're hot, he's hot. We're gonna have hot children. Great, and then it's like, but are y'all compatible? Right. But that's the topic for another podcast, because I've definitely seen that, especially people in the community. Right. Where it's like, oh my God, I relationship with this good person. I love them so much because this, that, and the other. And it's like, y'all don't talk to each other.
Right. Y'all don't talk to at all. Like, it's what's the deal? I don't. But you have any other final topics to say on that? Or you have anything else to say?
Final advice. I don't have any last words. I'm okay.
Right. You don't owe anyone sex. If you want more sexy relationship, just have a conversation about it. That's the.
I mean, also you might just need to break up.
Right, yeah. I'm not
In the
everyone's
words of
compatible.
Kid Fury and Crystal, break up with him. It might be time.
Yeah.
It might be time.
Some people just had to move on. But not to switch gears really quickly, me and Basil were having a debate about something. And it spurred, we weren't even planning on talking about this in the podcast, but we started having a debate.
Oh, yeah.
We started having a debate.
Well, it wasn't really a debate. It was me being right and then you just being wrong
it was him
for 7
being
minutes.
Wrong and me being right. So, we were talking about...
As executive producer, I feel like this going to get cut out the episode.
We were talking about natural hair. And then he said...
Natural hairstyles. Keep
okay.
going.
Then he said that he was like, well, like, you were on your natural hair journey for like 10 seconds. And I began to laugh, but I'm like, oh, wait, what are you referring to? What he's referring to is I started a wave journey on my YouTube channel that was one video long. I hated it. Because I can't... Do-rags makes me feel like I can't sleep with them. Like, they feel uncomfortable to me. Or
it's
even
too
like,
black for him. That's what he doesn't want to say.
They feel like they always squeeze my head, and if you make it loose, it just falls off. And so, anyway, that's why I didn't. But I was telling him that I don't think that waves and the way that people do it in wave journeys is a natural hairstyle.
I don't see how you don't. Like, a twist out is a natural hairstyle. And what is it?
Yes.
Manipulating your hair to...
But I feel like...
Hello?
I feel like when people
wash and
twist
goes,
style,
twist.
Well, wash and goes is definitely natural because you're really just doing nothing but washing your hair. And maybe spray a little product to keep it in place, right?
Boy.
You wash, you condition, and most people... A wash and go, people don't typically twist their hair.
You don't know what a wash and go is, baby. It's okay.
All right, explain it to me.
I have a video on my YouTube channel, It's the Puff, that shows you exactly how to do a wash and go. And a wash and go takes a long time.
I'm not saying it don't take a long time, but it's not.
And it's also first of all, wash and goes never come out the first way. The first time you do it never come out right. But a lot of natural hairstyles are training your hair to be a certain way and look a certain way. Just like with people with natural hair do a lot of like banding to keep their hair in a stretch state.
Right.
That's a natural.
If someone straightens their hair, is that a natural hairstyle?
What do you mean? Like, I mean, if it's your own natural hair, then yes.
You flat iron your hair or whatever, or straighten it, not with perm, but like
if it's just a plain flat iron, then yes.
Okay, maybe
you're changing your texture to make it look a certain way. That's
natural
different.
hair means anything that you do to your natural hair.
Natural, yes. Anything you do, like a sleek bun, it can be a natural hairstyle. All you're doing is putting your gel or whatever and just brushing it down and throwing it in a bun. Natural hairstyle. Waves, natural hairstyle.
But see, the reason why I think waves are different than everything you just said, because, okay, if you were to put your hair in a bun, or even if you twist it out and maybe put, like, things in it, like, I feel like those are, like, temporary style that you're manipulating. I don't know, like, for me, because, okay, with wave training, a lot of men who do wave training don't have a natural wave pattern.
Well, that's a lie. Like, we all have black people. We just have our hair is naturally curly, kinky, wavy,
or kinky. But okay, so say if you have a very kinky hairstyle, like pretty much you take your do-rag off, ain't no waves there. What I'm just saying, if that's the case,
yes.
Most people on these wave journeys, what they do is they brush or whatever way. They use like a pomade. Some people use the non-oil pomade or whatever. Put it down, brush. Use hot water, do-rag, and they keep repeating this until pretty much their hair gets crinkled down into a wave pattern and stays there. So the reason why I didn't think of that as a natural hairstyle, because it's like you almost using a product and techniques. You made your hair, you're not wearing your natural, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not,
no.
It doesn't seem like a natural hairstyle to me. When I think of a natural, first of all, like, even if someone really does, like, when I hear someone be like, okay, I'm rocking my natural hair today, what I envision someone who says that is, like, literally how their hair came out their scalp. Okay, maybe they might still put it a ponytail, or they may do a little product to moisturize it, to make it look defined or nice, but, like, that's how... The texture I'm seeing, the pattern I'm seeing is how it came out your scalp from God, with maybe some moisturizer and stuff so it just won't be dry. Or conditioner. I don't think of someone who has manipulated... When people get Jerry curls back in the day, is that a natural hairstyle?
Well, okay, I don't know too much about Jerry curls in general. Like, I don't know the process of them.
Right.
But isn't there's an agent in there that
right
gives it that curl? Is it chemical? I don't know.
I don't know. It's something. What's it called? S curl or something.
You
like
see,
that?
S curl is a texturizer.
Right.
That's chemically altered. I used to do texturizers. That's chemically making your hair looser.
But then with
so that's
waves,
not a natural
it's
hairstyle.
like technically you're using. It's not It's not necessarily.
They're just not breaking down the bonds of your hair. Is what I'm saying. Natural hairstyles are anything that's not breaking down the bonds of your hair. So you can, like I would say, a natural hairstyle.
Wave training hair can mess up your hair with the pomades and stuff because they be a lot of them be like petroleum based, and petroleum isn't really. That's why I'm glad I didn't go for it because petroleum really isn't good.
It's not as much as a product. It's more like the tension you continue to put on your hair
to hold it
as brushing. That's why y'all be having these bald spots at the top of your head because y'all keep on 360 spinning waves and y'all just keep brush, and I'm just saying. But it's a natural hairstyle. Like, it's a natural hairstyle, but I feel like I just don't like when people like don't say that. Oh, this. I'm letting my hair be like. I hate people who do like, I don't know, like do like cornrows and braids, and then take them out and be like, I'm just rocking my natural hair today, and it's like, okay, that's not what your natural hair looks like because now it's a braid out or it's a twist out or whatever.
So then, now I'm confused with your problem.
No, I'm saying no.
Like we said the same. Now I feel
no,
like
I'm saying like, I
wouldn't
with a wash and go. I would never do a wash and go. And be like, oh, I'm just wearing my natural hair because that's not how it naturally looks. Right. But it's a natural hairstyle because I'm doing something to my own natural hair. Okay. I'm manipulating it.
Natural hair, but not natural hair. Because I'm about to say, because that's literally, if someone were to do a braid out, that's literally almost a similar thing as to men who wave train their hair. Because it's not naturally wavy.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's naturally wavy, but it's not naturally looking like that.
No, it's not naturally wavy.
Yes, your hair is naturally wavy. You're defining what it looks like.
No, I don't think so.
Definition is different.
Have you seen some in here? I think all hair is beautiful, so that's not me trying to say, oh, their hair is just not.
Yeah, so you're dragging the natural hair.
No, but if you have
so let me go get on Instagram.com/tpuff and just let you know that you're dragging the natural hair community.
I feel like if you're... This is how I think. A natural, if your hair was naturally wavy or your hair is naturally this, most people, when your hair gets dry, it looks like, if you wet your hair, whatever pattern that it comes out in, I believe that's your natural hair. Like, that's your natural style. And some people might, so like when people, like some people I know wet their curls to give it that like thing, and then they may put like whole, like, you know, curl spray or something like that to keep the curl pattern a little defined as it dries. You know what I'm saying? But some men who wave train, they wet their hair. Ain't no wave coming until they put that
everything
stuff
into it. Yeah.
So
I mean, you just described someone putting. Hair. No, it is your natural hair. I'm saying, but it's
you're
not
doing your natural hair. But then you just said if someone wears a braid out, that's not their natural hair.
Oh, that's not your. It's not what your hair naturally looks like. I don't. It's irritating when people do that and be like, this is like that's not how it comes out. You've manipulated it. So
if I were to have waves, if a man came through that wave train and he posted a video loving my natural hair, that would irritate you.
In a way, yes, because that's not what your hair naturally looks like. Yes,
right.
Because you're not gonna say it like you just jump in the shower, roll around in the bed, wake up, and your hair is just laid down, waved.
Right.
It's not. You've manipulated it. Mm-hmm. Just like if I do a wash and go, or if I do anything like I've manipulated it, it's still my natural hair, right. And it's a natural hair style. But I'm not gonna ever claim that this is what it looks like on a daily basis because it doesn't look like.
So
this.
I think that we kind of agree more. I think that we were just on.
I don't think we do.
Separate, yeah, because we literally just said the same thing. I said that's not your natural. We're coming up short of time, but that's not your natural hair. Like I couldn't, if I would have did that whole wave journey, and now I got like tons of waves. I can't say, y'all guys could never have your natural hair look like this or something. Like it's not your natural hair.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, it's your natural. Like I didn't put a man weave in or like a toupee. But it's not my natural hair style. And that's pretty much what you just said. Right?
And on that note, thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. CodenameZ. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us everywhere else. I was the Instagram, YouTube. That's it.
Subscribe to Basil's YouTube.
Yes, with my 3 videos on Instagram.com/tpuff.
And subscribe to me, Thai Squad TV, all one word.
YouTube. Did I say Instagram? I feel like I said Instagram.
Yeah, you said Instagram.